Alright, got my jumper cables hooked up. Got hooked up to number 24. Alright, let's go see what this truck does. Okay, lights on. Oh, it's a stick shift. Okay, let's put our foot on the clutch. Make sure it's in neutral. Huh. Dang it. Man, the van is dying down. But you know what? Wait a minute. This switch don't feel right. You know, wait a minute. I got the key on. And I don't see none of the dash lights on. Look at that. Now if I turn it just a little bit, it stays on. Oh, we might have a bad ignition switch here. Now, not this one. This is called the key and cylinder, but down on the column it's actually an ignition switch. Let's cause see, when I put the key on, the lights don't come on. There's also adjustable down there, adjustment on this thing. So if I put the key, so if I try to start it and hold it in that position, let me see. No. This battery is dead. About to let this charge up a minute. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do, let's back this seat up and let's pop this cover off right here. Okay. Now the ignition switch on these vehicles is right above this column. So what I'm gonna do, I want to drop this column so I can get to it. Let's see if okay, let's pull these knobs off. Huh, that one ain't coming off too well. Like somebody glued that one, but let me see. Let's pop this off. Pop this one off. So that way when the column drops, and look, the pieces just pull right out of there. I gotta see about this. Now, let's see if I can disconnect this. Wonder why won't this... Okay, it'll still drop down enough. Get it out of my way. Alright, what we got here? We got two like 9/16 or maybe 13 or 14 millimeter bolts. Let's get us a ratchet. I'll be right back. Alright, got my 3/8 drive ratchet, Craftsman, brand spanking new. I had a broken one, I had to return it. A 12-inch extension with 3/8 drive 9/16 socket, shallow. Alright, let's get up there and take those two bolts and drop this down. Let's see if we can set the camera right up on the seat. Dang, that worked pretty good. And this maybe just a little bit more. Alright. One. Now steering column should start dropping down, as you can see. Let's get this bolt out of here. Okay. Wow, look at that switch. There's the ignition switch right there. And you can see it actually separated. It's actually broken. Get something to point to it. You can see right there. See how it's separated? So that's no good. Now it looks like we got two 10mm screws right here. One of them's a little loose. So let's get us a 10mm socket or wrench and take those loose. And I'm like, we could probably pull that thing right apart. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that, people. So, all right, wow. All right, let's get us a 10mm wrench it or something. Let's get matter of fact, let's get a 1/4" drive in there. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, what I got me is a 10mm shallow socket. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. So let's try 11. Okay, it's 11, or you can use a 7/16. Let's try to turn this steering wheel so you can see better on this. All right, so let's get our ratchet up in there. And that one's loose already. So, okay. There we go. All right, let's pop this off. Man, this thing just fell right apart. All right, let's reach up under there and let's pull it to the side over here. Let's get this out of the way. What we gotta do is go up under here and get the rest of that plug off. Okay, here we go. Up under the dashboard. Here we go. Alright, let's go and get a screwdriver, and what we're gonna do is pull that little tab out. Let me see if I can do it by hand. No, I'm gonna pull that little tab out and just unplug it. Hey, look at that too. That wire right there is actually pulling out of this thing. I gotta be very careful with taking that apart. All right, let's get a screwdriver and get that apart. Right back. All right, I'm gonna set the camera up on the seat. Of course, it won't stay into place. All right. And I got this wire over here that seems to be coming out of the plug, so I want to be very careful of that. So I'm going to try to unplug this and there we go. Now, what's up with this wire over here? See how that wire comes out right there? We want to make sure. Let's see if that has a... Sometimes they have a little tab on them. Looks like they're broken. It keeps them from coming out. So we gotta make sure when we plug this back up, it don't come out of there. All right, let's order our new switch and wait for it to come in. We'll be right back. All right, we got our new part here, and we're gonna match it up the best way we can. Because this thing is like just in pieces. But make sure our terminals line up and all. Now when you get your new switch, it should be already set to the locking position. Alright, there's supposed to be there's supposed to be a clip here to keep it into that position, but I know you can also tell by that little the little hole right there, it should be pretty much lined up with, let's see, that one right there. So first thing we're going to do is just look down in here where we're going to be at, and this rod goes to the key. So let's make sure our key is in a locking position. And on this Ford, you can tell by, it's got a little indentation arrow right there. Just make sure they're lined up so you know that's locked. Alright, now let's go in here. Okay, I'm gonna set this ignition switch down up here. And you see that there's a little rod right there, and that little rod got a 90-degree angle that's facing upward. Is this thing focusing or what? There we go. So that little rod is going to fit right inside there. So let's try to get this up there. Man. Okay, I'm trying to keep the rod in place at the same time. And pay attention to where it's going. Okay. Let you know the reason why I'm having a hard time doing this, man, is sitting this. Trying to record this at the same time, man. You know what? Let's see if we can go over this way. See, I got it lined up in there, but that ain't right. There we go. All right, it's in. Now what we're gonna do is get out two 11mm nuts or 7/16, and you're gonna put them on. You're gonna hand tighten them down. Okay, and that should be right in the position we need. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just tighten up one of them, just to be sure. Just bring one of them down, and then I'm not gonna plug it up yet. What I'm gonna do is just test it out. Yeah, I have accessory, lock, on, and start. Great. All right, again, I just got one of them tightened up. Now what I'm going to do here is go in there and plug that switch up. So let's plug that switch up, and I'm going to do that from underneath. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. If I can keep the camera right there. If the camera falls, okay. And I gotta also make sure I get that, make sure that wire don't come out of there. So it's hard to see from under this, underneath here. Wire in there. Okay, make sure that wire didn't come out of there. Alright, now let me see. Put my key on. There they go. Came right on. Does I got wipers on, but okay. Now, what we're gonna do now is let's tighten up that other 11mm bolt nut down there. And then we're gonna bring this column up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, we got that tightened up. Now, let's get our two 9/16 bolts. And we're gonna pick the steering column back up. And let's get these bolts started. Okay, that's perfect. And our lights, looks like our lights are on. So now what I'm gonna do is put this back in. Snap that back into place, so cut our lights off. Okay. Now let's before we put that all back together and tighten that up, get this stuff out of the way. Got my shades, gotta have my shades. Dang, there's a wasp in here, so if you hear me yell, you know it ain't because I just got the car running good. Alright, let's okay, put the key on. There we go. Cut our wipers off. There we go, look at that. Down. Truck hasn't been running in a while from what I understand. There we go. Alright, that's cool. Alright. Let's pop our covers back on. Looks like this is going. Oh, so this one goes on first. Get out of there. Snap you back into place. Snap you back into place. Okay. Get our wiper switch, wiper knob, put that back on. Okay, I'm good with it. Alright, let's get our cover over here. And put this back on. And it looks like it's just little things that's put in there and just tighten into place. Oh yeah, let's tighten up these bolts back here. Okay, let's tighten these up and put that cover on. Okay, let's just set you up right here. All right. Bam! Let's set this up into there. Okay, we're good to go. Here's our old one. I'll show the customer. This thing just fell apart. Let's get our tools up out of here.